She performs at the Comedy Store, UCB, and has a YouTube campaign called #Michelle for Patty. Give it up for Michelle McGregor, everybody.
Hi. Thank you. How's everybody doing? Good. Thank you for having me. I know a lot of you don't know me, but that's okay because I perform for strangers all the time. We can cut that out later, right? Yeah. No, that's true though. I did sleep with strangers a lot. It was a big thing for me. But I was, not just like anybody. It was picky. It had to be a guy or a girl. And they had to be really hot. So I had standards. But I did realize that I was willing to break those standards if somebody was a celebrity. And I know that's like a common thing for people, like the celebrity thing. I'll sleep with so-and-so if they're a celebrity. But I didn't know that about myself. I didn't know it until I was pretty sure I was going home with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And this was 2007, so it was like before Joseph Gordon-Levitt was such a big name. We were in Williamsburg, which was also like not such a big name at the time. And I'm playing pool with this guy, and it's like he's kind of cute, and we're like kind of having a good time. And I look at him, and I'm like, oh my God, this is that guy from Third Rock from the Sun, like the little one. And so I go up to him, I'm like, hey, I don't want to be weird, but like, are you? And he goes, Joseph Gordon-Levitt? And I went, yeah. And he goes, shh. And so I'm like, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So I go home with him. But I'm still having some doubts, And so, but we get to his place, and it's really nice. It's really expensive. It's like, clearly this guy's got a lot of money. So I'm like, yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'm going to sleep with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. But then we get up to his room, and he puts on this like heavy metal music. And I'm like, nah. This isn't Joseph Gordon-Levitt. No way. But then he takes his clothes off. And he's really scrawny. And I'm like, camera adds 10 pounds. This is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And he takes my clothes off. But he leaves my underwear on. He kisses down my chest, kisses down my stomach. He gets to my crotch and he goes, I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, I don't even know if I like this at all, but maybe you want to take my underwear. I am like, this is not Joseph Gordon-Levitt. There's no way. There's no way he's going around Williamsburg motorboating girls' vaginas with their underwear still on and rumors are not spreading. So I left. Now, had it been Joseph Gordon-Levitt, motorboat queen, I would have loved it. I learned this. Celebrity whore. It's bad. I had this thing happen earlier. Has anybody else had this happen? I was going to the bathroom, and I go to wipe, and my scarf got caught. Like, I didn't know I was sporting, like, the douchiest look on the planet, the half scarf. I didn't know, and sometimes you go to the bathroom and you got your coat, you got your purse, you got your scarf, there's no hook, or you're drunk, or you're rushed, and you don't want to take it all off, you just kind of like pull it all up. You kind of got like your bag in one hand and the coat, and then they're like, oh, stuff's falling out of your pocket, you get your pants down. And I didn't know, and I reached, and scarf, boom, right there. And so then I'm like, with this dilemma, do I switch to toilet paper? And I'd like to claim that I stuck with the scarf to save the environment. But really, I had to ask, when is the next time I'm gonna have an excuse to wipe my ass with something this soft? So I stuck with the scarf. But people are telling me this all the time, like, Michelle, you gotta use less paper. I don't know why people are counting. Like, you gotta use less squares, okay? I will always use as many squares as I need. I want that toilet paper as white leaving my ass as it is when it approaches, okay? I could be like stranded in the desert. We're all 200 of us. We're stuck in the desert. We're all gonna die. We got one roll of toilet paper. I will use every square if I have a messy shit. I will not be found dead in the desert with skid marks. And in fact, I'll use it in many squares when I pee. Okay, I want the protective layer. I want enough pee that when I go to wipe, if I'm accidentally still peeing, my hand's still dry. Because this can happen. I know you guys have this thing. You guys do this thing where you pee, and then you're still peeing, and you start flushing the toilet because you want to time it. You want to, like, press that flush, you're still peeing, you finish, and the whole thing's swirled away, like, boom. So you're like slam dunk. Well, girls have this too. It's just the timing of when you start grabbing your toilet paper. You're peeing, you're like, oh, it's finishing, I'm gonna start grabbing my sheets, and then you like go to wipe. Sometimes you're a little drunk or whatever. You go to wipe, and the pressure from your hand makes you like, oh, I'm still peeing. But that's why I like a fucking glob of toilet paper when I pee. And maybe that's why girls are always getting on me like, Michelle, you don't wash your hands after you pee? That's disgusting. I don't need to wash my hands. I got a protective layer between myself and myself. I feel like if you're gonna wash your hands after you pee, why are you using toilet paper? But then I realize I know why you girls are wiping, washing your hands after you pee, because you're doing that reach around thing. You're doing the front to back. You guys know what I'm referring to? Girls are taught you gotta wipe from front to back, okay? It's more sanitary. The idea being that it's more sanitary to get pee in your butthole than poop in your cooch, okay? But what world are you living in where if you go to wipe your vagina, you're gonna miss, go a couple inches back, not realize that that's where you are, and pull everything forward? I keep it separate, okay? I got my front, I got my back. I keep the separation of poop and state, okay? Anyway. But I don't have those issues so much anymore since I moved to Los Angeles, because I'm on the juice diet. It's like the LA like expensive anorexia, And I don't recommend it. I don't. Anorexia is really hard. I've been there. I can tell you, it's not worth it. Like, yes, you are a cheap date. Yes, you don't have to deal with your period anymore. But the only real advantage to anorexia is being able to masturbate with your legs closed. I found some really depressing news. Anorexia can begin in children as young as 3 years old. It is sad, you guys. They are just learning to count along on Sesame Street, but not for bats, for calories. And I just want to pull them aside, I just want to take them aside and say, shh, hey, don't worry, you guys. Pedophiles don't care if you're skinny, just so long as you're quiet. Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me.